Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Chido and this is Chido Starts Up. If this is your first time joining us, thank you so much. Please make sure to click the subscribe button at the bottom of this page. And if you're joining us again, welcome back. Today we're going to be speaking about one of the biggest conglomerates in East Africa. So stay tuned and let's get right into it. So I recently visited Tanzania and there was this four-letter word that was just everywhere I looked. It's Azam, A-Z-A-M. So I'd see Azam like on street stalls, on walls, on like little trolleys, on vehicles as well, and just like on a lot of goods. And I started wondering, what is this? What is this brand? What does it do? Who's it about? Who made it? Like, what's the story? I just really wanted to know because me and business were like this. So basically, what I found out through reading. I did a lot of internet research. I also asked a lot of locals about it and their sentiments, and I just observed. I just kind of watched how things were going. So basically, Azam is a brand that is under the Bakhresa Group. The Bakhresa Group was founded in the 1970s by a man called Salaam Bakhresa, and it started off as a restaurant. So it was a small confectionery restaurant that sold like donuts and baked goods, and then from then on it has grown to the giant that it is today. So today it kind of produces things like bread, biscuits, sodas, water. It produces a lot of goods, ice creams as well. I know I had ice cream, which is really good. And then from then on, it also has a ferry that travels between Dar es Salaam and Zanzibar. It has a soccer team, and then also has a media TV broadcasting company. So it's in many different industries. I'm sure there's a lot of other industries that I did not manage to see myself, or industries that I've not mentioned, but it's a pretty big company. You know, as I did my research, I actually found out that they have operations in East and Southern Africa. So it's a big company. I think let's just accept that it's a very big company. So from my research, I also decided to just kind of look into some interesting facts and lessons about this company. I think it's always so good to understand how an African giant has come to be, and you know, to just kind of learn from their journey. So the first one is that they start off in Dar es Salaam, and Dar es Salaam has traditionally been the trading center of kind of like the Indian Ocean. So it's got a lot of cultural heritage, a lot of cultural mix, and you know, a lot of diversity in that city. And I think from there, you know, we can also take the name Azam. So apparently the name Azam is derived from Arabic and Urdu words, which mean great. And one of the main visions for them was to be able to provide great quality products to the diverse range of clients that they have in their vicinity. I think this is a great lesson to learn, because at times we may not always have diversity in our markets, or at times we have a lot more diversity than what currently exists in Dar es Salaam. And it's all about understanding your market. There's no right answer and there's no right market to penetrate, but whichever market you're in or you decide to work in and operate, make sure you understand the market, make sure you understand the preferences of the people that are there, and perhaps if you need to start one by one and then build from there, I think it's not a bad thing. Again, it all depends on your context and where you're at. The second lesson is that building a brand requires a long-term vision and momentum. Building a brand requires a long-term vision and momentum. So this company started in the 1970s, and it has been literally over 50 years that they've been building this company. And I think one thing that I've learned about this brand is that, you know, there were certain characteristics and traits that were consistent throughout the journey of building this brand. And one of them was quality and excellence. So that may seem a bit vague, right? Because, okay, quality, excellence, everybody wants to produce quality, everyone wants to be excellent. But I think in whatever you're doing, whatever products or services that you're producing, if you maybe start with those two and you're like, okay, I just want it to be a quality product and I want it to be excellent, or I want my work or my team's work to be excellent, the outcomes of prioritizing those traits help you to build a sustainable and long-term brand. And I mean, I've seen that with the Bakhresa Group and the Azam brand. Like, guys, it's everywhere. Number 3 is that the Azam Group has managed over time, the Azam brand has managed to reach the right quality price mix. So there are quite a few companies that compromise one for the other. So some may choose to have a low quality product so that they can have like a low price and maybe, you know, have more sales. Some people may want to have a high quality product, but then obviously it costs a bit more, and then, you know, your market is reduced perhaps, depending on the disposable income of your clients. But they have managed to really reach like a good middle ground. And as I was reading up on this one fact, it actually seems like it's something that took time. It's something that took a lot of patience as well. Because I think, things also change with their demographics. There may be a time when a lot of people are unable to afford certain goods while your business is running, and then maybe when economic conditions change, there are more people with disposable income, and you're kind of able to leverage on that. I think this one's a bit complex. I think it's also something that's a bit more confidential. I don't really think I'd be able to really find the details and the data on how that was done, but I think it's something to be very sensitive about, especially when you're working in the African context, because in terms of income equality in Africa, like that, there's so many disparities there depending on the country, the market. So again, understand your market, understand their disposable income, what they like to spend that disposable income on, and then I think you can start working and being patient towards getting your right price quality mix. Okay, cool. The fourth thing is that around the late 90s, and I think maybe early 2000s, they decided to protect the Azam trademark. So, this was kind of at a point when the company had grown and they were realizing that people were starting to recognize the brand, and they also wanted to expand internationally. And I think one key thing that came out of this when I was reading and kind of having conversations about this is that one of the main reasons why they wanted to trademark it and trademark the symbol is because they work in countries where people speak multiple languages, right? So, they may be working in a country where people don't really associate themselves with the word Azam, or they don't really familiarize it because it's not part of their vocabulary. And they needed a symbol that kind of transcends verbal language. They needed a symbol that, when people see, they're like, oh, I know this symbol. It's associated to this company that provides affordable, quality, excellent goods and services. And it seems like they've really succeeded in that, because there was another report that I was reading that was kind of speaking about how, ever since the brand image has been recognized amongst their clients in their various countries, they can literally launch a new product and have people try it out and trust that, they've got a new flavor of the juice or whatever, and people actually just try because they trust that the previous products that have come out of this brand are trustworthy, affordable, and of a good quality. So anything else that's new is probably the same. Again, it takes time and a long-term vision and momentum to build a brand, and then it also takes a lot of investment to create an image that has that much power. Imagine literally just putting out a new product on the shelves and people immediately just want to try it out. So that was pretty cool. Then the fifth thing is that the company itself, the Bakhresa Group, seems to have transformed with the times without forgetting their core business. So yes, they started in like food production, right? I think I mentioned they started off by having kind of a small restaurant that produced baked goods, and then they expanded that. But then now they've also gone into TV and media, and I think telecommunications, which is veering more on the tech side and kind of keeping up with the times of like where we're at right now. Like tech is huge, telecommunications is huge, but they still haven't forgotten about where they started and what actually built the foundations of the business. And I think this is a good lesson to maybe keep at the back of your minds when you do start expanding. Expansion does not mean that you have to let go of the previous things, especially when there's a huge need for it. And I think in Africa, because again there's so much diversity and disparity and differences in the way that people live and conduct their business and conduct their personal livelihoods, I think there's always room. I haven't expanded a venture yet, but it's definitely a lesson that I'm going to keep at the back of my mind for when the time comes, because it will come. And the last one is one that I really, really like, which is that the leadership is committed to investing and contributing and uplifting the country and the continent. So they have decided that they don't want to be the only giant. Africa will only rise if there are more giants like them, or even giants that surpass them in the future. And you can see this in the way that they seem to engage with government, with other corporates, with communities that they serve, and even with their staff, on how they can be better, do better, invest in more that's going to help the country and the continent to rise. I really like that. I think that definitely Africa is not going to rise with having just a couple of giants. There need to be more giants. We need to be learning the lessons on what made them succeed. And yeah, I think with that, definitely, and with the current crop of young entrepreneurs and businesses that are coming up, we'll definitely have more Bakhresa groups and more opportunities for people on the continent. So I really love this company. I loved observing them, consuming their products, talking about them with people. A lot of sentiments that I received, or that people like used the product, they liked the company. I don't think people had really thought about it in as much detail as I was asking, but people had really good sentiments to share about this group. So yes, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please leave your comments in the comment section below and let me know if there are any other big giants you'd like me to profile. I'll definitely do more work into looking into like more data and information that I can, that's obviously available to the public. But yeah, it was really exciting to just be in a new space and actually understand, you know, the big corporates that are driving those economies and creating opportunities as well. So yeah, like, share and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time.